raises their banner every year. There are people who do this. It's tradition, and then watch Thursday night games together. $199, e2gsports.com. Go to the shop. Downloadable right to your computer or your phone, and it's basically like having a person right there with you to help guide you.
Always a pleasure, buddy Andrade. Buddy, I appreciate you, brother.
All right, have a good one.
All right, man, thank you. All right, let's get a break. I kept waiting for the music to play, and I guess Chad was waiting for me to. I'm like, okay, fire the music, No, he's got to figure it out. All right, we will come back with Beat the Big Dog. Beat caller. We got three. I think I got 3 college and 3 NFL. I might have 2 college and 4 NFL. Beat caller number 2. All right, caller number 2nd week of the season. Caller number 2 right now. 256-576-4977. Plays Beat the Big Dog next for Bad Daddy's Burger Bar on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. He's talking about the sports.
Maybe the air doesn't blow like it should, or it's needing new tires, or you're just ready for something newer. It's time to move up, time to trade up. Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, and it's the perfect time to trade in and trade up because your current car or truck is worth more than you know. In fact, we'll buy your vehicle even if you don't trade. We have nearly 100 Ford Blue Advantage certified pre-owned models to choose from. Our Ford Gold certified or low mileage, gently used vehicles with great warranties. They've passed a 172-point inspection by certified technicians, come with a 24-hour roadside assistance, plus a full tank of gas and a fresh oil change. It's the perfect time to trade in and trade up because your vehicle is worth more right now at Woody Anderson Ford. Corner of Jordan Lane and Sparkman Drive. Hope to see you soon.
Take your taste buds back in time with a trip to the all-new Bubby's Diner, offering a variety of mouth-watering food from delicious starters to 50-style diner food and meat and 3 meals, featuring owner and Huntsville native Chris Bubby Belcher's family's homemade recipes. Open Monday through Saturday for breakfast, lunch, and dinner at 8412 Whitesburg Drive in the former Gibson's Barbecue. Drive-in, drive-through, carry-out, or curbside pickup with delivery coming soon through Grub South. Bubby's Diner, home of the Donut Burger.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. It's game day. The 2021 NFL season begins tonight when the Buccaneers host the Cowboys. Dallas quarterback Dak Prescott will be playing in his first game since last October. He's coming back from a severe ankle injury, also missed time this summer with a strained shoulder. Cowboys expected to be without arguably their best player, 4-time All-Pro guard Zach Martin. His absence would be a huge blow for Dallas in facing a run defense that was tops in the league in 2020. Tampa Bay's Tom Brady tonight will become the first quarterback in NFL history to start 300 games. Chargers keeping an eye on running back Austin Eckler. He missed practice yesterday with a hamstring injury. His status for Sunday's opener is uncertain. Baseball, Yankees ace Garrett Cole, who left Tuesday's start with a hamstring issue, feeling better about his situation. According to skipper Aaron Boone, Cole is hoping to make his next scheduled start.
Guys, when we were 20, we never had to worry about spontaneity. And now that we've gotten older, spontaneity has been replaced with pills and injections. We're just trying to keep that intimacy, but it's taken away from spontaneity. At Advanced Life Clinic, we now offer GainsWave, which uses sound waves to non-invasively treat this issue with no need for pills or injections. Just give us a call, 256-888-9367, or check us out online, advancedlifeclinic.com.
Are you in the market for a recreational vehicle? Do you want to get out and see more of this beautiful country? Well, imagine hearing the laughter of your little ones enjoying gooey s'mores by a cozy campfire and making lasting memories with your friends and family from the comfort of a new camper. We can make your dreams come true at Hall's RV. With over 15 years in the camping business, we know how to get our customers into the perfect camper. We have several models and floor plans here for you to choose from, both new and used. We're family owned and operated with fantastic deals and great service. Everyone wants to work with people they can trust, so come on down to Hall's RV and get the deal of a lifetime. We'll treat you right and get you on the road in the camper of your dreams. Visit us on Highway 431 in Albertville. Hall's RVs, where we sell fun. Or see us on the web at www.hallsrvsales.com.
I want to thank you.
Thank you for making us your number one choice for sports talk in North Alabama.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
You need to be more like a dog.
Like what you guys are doing. You've got your fingertip on the pulse of your listeners. Guys know what they're talking about.
Be a dog.
God bless the show. You are the Messiah.
We need more dogs.
This is the best show on radio.
The big dog, Thom Abraham, is here with you.
Hey, I see you. Hey, I see you, dog.
So settle in and get your bark on.
That's my dog.
Now live. Here he is, the big dog.
Let's go, baby.
Thom Abraham.
How you doing? 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 How you doing?
Look, I don't speak Spanish.
I don't know how to say this, so I'm going to choose my words very carefully. I think you're a psycho.
Do you know who I am?
I mean, that guy sounds like El McPherson farting into Miles Davis' trumpet.
I guess I'm on here. Am I on? If somebody responds, get off my lawn.
I have to drag my Yankee ass out of here.
And welcome back, hour number 2 of the Thom Abraham Show, and it's time now to get a little beat the big dog action in. Last week I went 4-2. You guys, by way of Shane Sean, went 3-3. So I still have my Bad Daddy's Burger Bar for you to give away if, in fact, you can beat me. Let's see who's going to give it a shot this week.
You know, there are rules to success, my friend. Rule number 1 is know what you know what you don't know, and know that I gotta know everything you know.
I gotta know everything, Great movie, Casino. So Crimson Carl is going to give it a shot. We always say we just don't want you to be a lemon. That's the biggest thing. Just don't be a lemon,
I don't know how to say this without sounding a little rude, but you're a lemon.
Don't be a lemon. By the way, Grizz, before we get to Crimson Carl and beat the big dog, little Big Dog Productions studio news. And it's semi-sad. If I had taps, I would play it. But after 5 years, Grizz, take a look. You see over there?
Oh, no. Where is it?
Yeah. The fish croaked. My fish croaked.
Oh, that's sad.
And my fish have croaked before. I mean, they had Goldberg and Earnhardt. They died, and I replaced them with Big E and Little E, and they died just recently. And so the question was, do I keep working this tank, which takes a significant amount of work to make sure that the tank stays right. It takes a significant amount. Those of you that are watching the show on the Twitch or the Facebook or the Twitter could see that I just was showing the spot where the fish tank goes. The fish tank is now gone. I decided it's just too much work. I got one too many new jobs, and the fish tank doesn't work. Or it's not that it just takes too much work for me. So the fish tank has been removed, and so there are no living things in the studio, including the host anymore.
Sad day.
Yeah,
I haven't had fish in a long time. I kind of want to get like a fish or two.
Yeah. You just have to be prepared to work it. And I'll tell you what the problem was. Ever since I put my new filter in, it has been, I'm fighting the LG, I'm fighting the clarity.
Yeah.
I think the filter was crap that I bought. It was supposed to be a filter for even a bigger tank than what I had. And I thought, this is going to keep it super clean. I fought and fought and fought with that thing, and I think eventually Big E and Little E just couldn't handle it anymore, and they croaked. So down the drain they went.
Sorry for your loss.
Yes, well, I appreciate you.
Now you can turn it into like a gerbil.
No gerbils. No.
Right?
We're not gerbling in here. We have no gerbils. No hamsters. No snakes. I have that tank. I cleaned the tank out nicely. I put it in our storage room, and we'll see what the future holds. I couldn't bring myself to put more fish in there. I was done with it. I'm like, it's just too much. This is another thing, and I don't know. It's another thing I just needed to rid myself of. All right, let me get to Crimson Carl here. He's going to play Beat the Big Dog. Crimson Carl, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey, I'm beautiful.
Have you done this before? Do I have to explain the way this works? You have? Okay, so you have an idea how this works. Now, I have 2 college games because really, to be honest with you, it's a crappy college weekend. It's the worst college weekend of the year. There's just no real good college games. There's some stuff that's worth watching on a Saturday, but it's nothing that gets me all excited. I am mildly interested in the 2 games that I put up, and then I have 4 NFL games because it's the opening weekend of the NFL. So my question is, you will get Grizz's advice before you make your picks. Would you like to pick first on the first game or the second game?
I'll pick first.
All right, so you're going to pick first on the first game. So listen here for Grizz's advice, and then your pick, and then my pick, and then we'll flip that over. All right, Grizz, here it is. Our very first game, the Pitt Panthers in the Johnny Majors Bowl, the Johnny Majors Classic. Can't call it a bowl. It would be maybe the only bowl that UT makes this year. Maybe not. Who knows? Pitt minus 3.5 at Tennessee. That's Pitt minus 3.5 at Tennessee. What say ye?
You know what? I'm going to go with the Vols on this one. I think it's going to be jumping. They're going to be playing for something. It's going to be a real fun weekend, I'm sure, for the fan base. And I think it's going to be a tight one. And I think that Pittsburgh favored anytime away. I don't think I can go with that one. So I'm going to go with the Vols and the SEC on that one.
All right, Crimson Carl, he says Pittsburgh, and he'll lay to 3.5. What do you think?
I'm going to agree with Grizz.
I'm going to go opposite you guys on this one here. Usually I would go with the Vols until they screw me, but I'm not going to let them screw me here. I'm going to go opposite. I don't like the hook. I'll be honest with you. The hook is scary.
It's like betting Wisconsin earlier in the season, and I should have betted Wisconsin later in the season.
When the hook, as Grizz knows, the hook is the little apostrophe.
A little apostrophe thing.
The little apostrophe.
You could just put 0.5,
3 and a
help
hook.
me out too.
Yeah, no. 3.5 would be very non-Italian to put. You got to put the hook on there. You got to do 3 and a hook.
I hope I help you out, Crimson Carl.
I am going to go. I'm going against both of y'all. I'm going to take Pitt. I'm going to lay the 3.5 and see what UT can do here. I hope UT wins. I really do. It would be better. It's always a better SEC when UT's good. I hope UT wins. I think Pitt gets it here. All right, in our second game, I'll go first. The Texas Longhorns renew a rivalry with Arkansas from the old Southwest Conference days. This will be a rivalry as well in the SEC in a couple of years, if not next year. Texas is a 7.5-point favorite at Arkansas. You know what? I'll take the 7.5 and Sam Pittman. I'll take that deal at the first road game for Steve Sarkisian. I think it's too many points. I think Arkansas hangs with them. I'm going ooh pig soy, and I will take the 7.5. I'm not 100% sure they win the game. This is one that I'll be throwing out there most likely with my official picks this weekend. But I'm going to go ahead and take Arkansas plus 7.5 at home against Texas. Grizz, what do you think?
I'll have to agree with you. I mean, this isn't Louisiana, and I would expect Arkansas
Louisiana,
to be better
was
than
ranked 23rd in the country.
I get it, but I would expect Arkansas to possibly be better than Louisiana, especially at home under new head coach Steve Sarkisian in Texas. Even though they did look pretty good against Louisiana, I think I'm going to have to go with you on that one.
That was an underrated win for Texas. Louisiana was ranked number 23 in the country. Texas was ranked number 21 in the country. And so that was a game of two teams that were thought to be fairly similar, and Texas pulled away in that game. Okay, what do you think, Carl? He says Arkansas as well. I'm on Arkansas. What do you like? Texas minus 7.5 at Arkansas.
I'm taking Texas.
Going to take Texas, the new team in the SEC against the old team in the SEC. All right, let's go to the NFL. Grizz. Tonight, the Cowboys get 8.5 large at the Tampa Bay Bucs in Tampa. What do you think?
Doesn't Tom Brady always win the opening game? I don't know. I have no idea about this game, but 8.5 sounds like you said that Dallas gets 8.5.
Yeah, Dallas is getting 8.5.
Oh man, I don't know. I don't know if I can bet on the Cowboys. I think I'm just going to go with Tom Brady here and the Bucs. Their defense is just too good, and then you still have the GOAT on offense with all that firepower. And I've watched Hard Knocks. I'm not into the Cowboys again this year. I mean, Dak is their saving grace and that receiving core. I'm not a really firm believer on that defense. So I'm going Bucs.
So for what it's worth, Carl, Cletus, not only does he like Texas, but he says the Bucs by 13 tonight. What do you think?
I'm got my Dallas Cowboy shoes on, my Dallas Cowboy hat, but they're a friggin' dumpster fire. I got to go with Tampa Bay.
Man.
It's the Cowboys.
It's the Cowboys. A lot of emotion there for Tampa Bay. Cowboys defense. You know, this is a moto. All right, I'm going against all of you. This is a moto. A moto is a master of the obvious. This is so obvious that it's the Bucs. I'm going to take the 8.5. Bucs will win the game by a touchdown. I will take the 8.5 with the Cowboys. I'm going against everybody on this one. And Carl, you're going to hate yourself when I beat you and beat the big dog with your team. All right? This ends up being a game that makes the difference. At least you'll get the win. You'll be happy. The worst thing that can happen for you is you lose the game anyway, but you lose the bet because the Cowboys lose by 4 tonight or something like that. That's the worst scenario.
Well, that's why they play the game.
That's why they play the game. All right, I'm picking first on this one. The Steelers, they go to the Buffalo Bills. They get 6.5 with Najee Harris and his new-look Steelers offense. I think the Bills are going to beat them like a rented mule. Do they win by 7, 10, 14? I think the Steelers will be heard from as the season goes on. But I think the Bills cover 6.5 at home against the Steelers, who will have a huge crowd there. These two teams are only about 80, 90 miles apart. A lot of Steelers fans up in Buffalo in that area. But I'm going to go with the Bills. What do you think, Grizz?
I'm going to do the Bills like I did Wisconsin. I'm going to wait until the end of the year to bet on them, and I'm going to go Steelers because Big Ben's coming back. He's got all that offensive firepower with Claypool and Juju and Najee. I don't know how that offensive line's going to look, so they may be getting the ball out quick. But I like their defense. I like the Steelers. I mean, I know you're a Browns fan, but I'm going to have to go with the Steel Curtain.
All right, so Carl, he says Steelers getting 6.5. What do you think?
I'm taking the Bills.
Yeah. Carl wasting no time with his analysis. He's taking the Bills.
Hey.
That's it, period.
There's a lot behind that. The Bills
yes.
take their time to get good. Watch.
All right, in this one, you go first, Grizz. The Arizona Cardinals in a critical year now, in year 3 under Cliff Kingsbury and Tyler Murray. The Cardinals are getting 3.5 against Julio, A.J. Brown, Ryan Tannehill, Derrick Henry, and the Tennessee Titans in Nashville. Cards plus 3.5. What say ye?
He says at Titans?
At Titans.
3.5?
3.5.
Man. I'm gonna go Titans. I don't have an explanation for that one. I think both teams they start slow, and I think I would have to go with the Titans on that one.
All
but
right,
I think
Carl.
they've got more on offense.
He says Titans. What do you think?
Ditto. Titans.
Yes, remember the Titans. Cletus, who is on his porch still in East Tennessee, giving us his picks, says Titans by 4 in that one. By the way, he has Bills by 2, so he has Steelers, but Bills by 2. So, yeah, I'm with the Titans, too, here. I think that the Titans, well, this is a long trip here for the Cardinals. I think that the Titans will pound the ball. I think they cover again, the hook is nasty because they could kick a field goal and win this game, and we lose our pick. But I'm going to go with the Titans. I will go ahead and lay to 3.5 with the Titans. All right, and in our last game, I shall go first in this one. This is the game that the majority of the country will get. Alabama's not getting this game, by the way. The game that the whole country is getting, except for New England, Florida, and the state of Alabama. Those three places are getting the Patriots and the Dolphins. The rest of the country is getting the Browns and the Chiefs in a game that could be a preview of the AFC Championship game. The Browns get 5.5 at the Chefs. I have got to be as objective as possible here in my orange and brown underwear. They were orange and white at the start of the show, but they got a little bit brown. I'm going to say, I'm going to be objective. You got Patrick Mahomes, going to play the whole game this time. Cleveland goes in here, first game of the year, shaking a few things out. Browns are going to win the game outright. I'm going to take the Browns, and the 5.5 is just added juice. What do you think, Chris?
I'm going the opposite.
You could say Chiefs.
I'm going the Chiefs.
Carl, he says Chiefs.
The Mahomes.
Going to take the Mahomes. Chiefs. Okay. All right. So, in summation, I have got Pitt. We've got a lot of differences here. I've got Pitt. You have got the Vols. I've got Arkansas. You have got Texas. I get 7.5 at home with the Hogs. I've got your Cowboys getting 8.5 tonight at the Bucs. You have the Bucs. We both like the Bills to cover 6.5 against the Steelers. We both like the Titans to cover 3.5 against the Cards. I have got the Browns getting 5.5 at the Chiefs, and you have the Chiefs. So, Carl, good luck with this.
All right. I appreciate it.
Now, I can tell you now that Mac versus Tua will be in the Friday trifecta tomorrow. All right? I'm just going to tell you that right now. In the Friday trifecta, Mac versus Tua will most likely be the tiebreaker. So be thinking about that. And I think that, I don't want to lie and make it up. I think the line in that one, let me look it up right here. The line in Mac versus Tua is New England is a 3.5-point favorite in that game. So Tua at Mac, and Tua gets 3.5. I'm taking Tua. I'll tell you that right now. All right, so there you go. Those are your picks on that deal. Cletus sent me a picture of Mahomes. Titans doing, but he says by 3, which means the Browns would cover. That's what that would mean. That would mean that the Browns would cover that game. So
it's a 6. Is it 6 or 6.5?
6.5. No, 5.5.
5.5? Okay.
5.5.
I was looking at ESPN. It says 6. I apologize.
Yeah, I know. We're 5.5. I always make it. I always have to have a hook because I don't want any ties.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I look at the lines and I move them up or down a half.
I got you.
Based on my own take, because I don't want to have any ties in these things. So that's an important part of the whole deal. All right, we're going to get a break in here. When we come back, a couple of things that I want to get into. Also, we will have Steve Merril joining us from ProSportsInfo.com. What does Jordan Palmer think about Bo Nix? Jordan Palmer is a quarterback coach when he's not calling games for the SEC network, and he had some interesting things to say on Jake Crane's show about Bo Nix. I want to share that with you as well. Plus, rising and falling college football odds, not only for the national championship, but for the Heisman after 1 week. Who's moving up and who's moving down? We'll have all of that coming up for you in the last half hour of the show right here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Simple Green is perfect for making your auto, RV, cycling, boating, and other sporting equipment look like new. Visit them at simplegreen.com.
The NFL regular season starts tonight. The defending Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on Dallas. The Buccaneers favored by 9.5 at home. Tampa Bay minus 385 on the money line. Dallas plus 315 with an over-under of 52. The Atlanta Falcons opening up their season on Sunday taking on Philadelphia. The Falcons favored by 3.5 points. Atlanta minus 165 on the money line. Philadelphia plus 145 with an over-under of 48.5. The Tennessee Titans taking on Arizona in Nashville. Titans at home favored by 3 with an over-under of 52. For vsin.com, I'm Tony Desiri, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Wes Neighbors with Philip with Eagle Insulation, and we have an announcement to make.
Yes, Wes, we are now Eagle Masonry and Insulation. We're still a place to call for your installation needs, but now we offer masonry services.
What kind of masonry projects can you handle?
Wes, no job is too big, no job is too small. We can do renovations, new construction, outdoor fireplaces, fire pits, brick landscape borders.
Well, when you came out to my house, you did both the insulation and masonry at the same time. You guys did rock for me, you did brick for me, and you insulated my house. That's usually done at the same time that you're building a house.
Absolutely. It really capitalizes on two services you need at the same time, and you can get one company to handle both of those.
Philip with Eagle Insulation will come out, do your installation. He'll do your masonry. They do a great job. They guarantee your work. Check out more online at insulatewitheagle.com and schedule your free examination today. 256-755-1556.
Thanks, Wes.
Orange is the color of power, of construction, the color of Kubota, and Huntsville Tractor and Equipment. Those who need to get things done trust Kubota's mini excavators, compact track loaders, and the best keeps getting better with the all-new mini compact loader from one of the top dealers in the country. More than 50 years of family service, every part in the book, and folks who know what to do with them. You'll be seeing orange with Huntsville Tractor and Equipment.
Come on, let's go to work.
Nothing beats a great burger to celebrate Labor Day weekend. And at Bad Daddy's Burger Bar, we couldn't agree more. And if you haven't tried our chef-inspired expressions of pure burger amazingness, then head on down and try one of Bad Daddy's award-winning burgers now. Our delicious burgers are made with premium Angus beef, and you can pair it with one of our signature cocktails or a cold craft beer. Celebrate Labor Day weekend and let us do the cooking with a trip to Bad Daddy's Burger Bar on the Parkway between Bob Wallace and Governors.
Two Maids and a Mop. That's all you need to know to clean house. Two Maids and a Mop is an award-winning company, bonded and insured. Hire them for yourself, or they have gift cards if you want to make someone else's day. Find out more online at twomaidshuntsville.com. A maid service worth talking about. Two Maids and a Mop take care of everything. They supply all the cleaning equipment needed. Call 256-883-6243. The only finger you'll need to lift is the one to call them.
This is Wes Neighbors talking to Chris Haygood of Bob Wallace Appliance. Chris, what sets you apart from other appliance dealerships?
Wes, these appliances are going into the most used room in your house, your kitchen. The way we have these appliances displayed, it's easy for you to visualize how they'll look in your home. Wes, what sets us apart is the people. They're well trained. In fact, they live and breathe these appliances. And if you need service, you'll really appreciate our parts department.
Contact Bob Wallace Appliance at 256-533-2121.
Maybe the air doesn't blow like it should, or it's needing new tires, or you're just ready for something newer. It's time to move up, time to trade up. Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, and it's the perfect time to trade in and trade up because your current car or truck is worth more than you know. In fact, we'll buy your vehicle even if you don't trade. We have nearly 100 Ford Blue Advantage certified pre-owned models to choose from. Our Ford Gold certified or low mileage, gently used vehicles with great warranties. They've passed a 172-point inspection by certified technicians, come with a 24-hour roadside assistance, plus a full tank of gas and a fresh oil change. It's the perfect time to trade in and trade up because your vehicle is worth more right now at Woody Anderson Ford. Corner of Jordan Lane and Sparkman Drive. Hope to see you soon.
Hey there, Bob Baumhauer here. Baumhauer's Victory Grill is your big game headquarters all fall long. And with our new fall features, every day is game day at Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Try our pregame starters, including our homemade onion strings, always fresh hot lips, and our all-new Buffalo Dippin' Chicken appetizer. Our main events include incredible chicken, fish, and shrimp selections, always featuring local Alabama Gulf seafood. And don't forget our Sunday Blitz, 11 to 6. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
Sitting here with Ann Adams of Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Rise Real Estate. Is it a good time to sell your home, Ann?
Yes, it is. We have people relocating from all over the country.
Why should we choose Rise Real Estate?
Well, we've been selling real estate in North Alabama for 36 years and have sold more real estate than any other real estate company, period.
Do you help your customers through the entire process?
Yes, our agents are with you during the whole process from start to finish, from beginning to end.
In your relocation services, you have a whole team.
Yes, we have a dedicated relocation department helping customers move seamlessly into the area.
Ann Adams has been writing contracts for the last 36 years. She has the experience to help you list and sell your home, downsize your home, or help pick the perfect spot north of Alabama for you to build a future.
Call Ann Adams at 256-337-2625 or on the web at www.bhhsriserealestate.com.
From the WZDX Pinpoint Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Emily Owen. For this Thursday, expect plenty of sunshine, high temperatures topping out in the lower 80s for the afternoon. We could also see gusty winds as high as 15 miles per hour. For your Thursday night, expect a clear sky, low temperatures falling into the mid to upper 50s for the overnight. I'm meteorologist Emily Owen on your home for ESPN Radio and 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
This is Eli Gold, voice of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Now, more of the Thom Abraham Show on your home for Crimson Tide Sports 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Roll Tide.
Welcome back, Thom Abraham Show. By the way, let me get this off my desk. Steve Merril will be joining us here in a few minutes. Grizz, I don't know if you saw this. Have you seen the updates as to what is going on with Bishop Sycamore?
Nah. I mean, I saw the coach is going to get charged for fraud or something.
Well, they fired the coach, okay? And they now have hired a new coach. For those of you who don't know, this is the team.
They are a real school. Like, people don't understand. I saw it. Okay, I looked on Max Preps. It's labeled on Max Preps.
Yeah, well, the new coach at Bishop Sycamore. Now, Bishop Sycamore is a school that played on ESPN, the game that Tom Luganbill did against IMG Academy. So there's a new football coach at Bishop Sycamore. He says, we are not a school. He says, we do not offer any curriculum. So new Bishop Sycamore coach Tyron Jackson told NBC Ford in Columbus, Ohio, that his team is practicing as a post-grad football academy. All right?
Oh, yeah, okay, all right. I think there's one around here, isn't there?
Yeah, they're well, I don't know, a post-grad football academy? And I mean, look, IMG is a sports academy.
Hold on.
But Bishop Sycamore's 58-0 loss to number 2 ranked IMG Academy uncovered that it wasn't a top-tier talent-laden team that was self-advertised to be. Since then, legitimacy of the school has been questioned. Soon after the loss, Coach Roy Johnson was, quote-unquote, fired. Last week, Ohio Governor Mike DeWine announced that he'd asked the Ohio Department of Education to investigate whether the school complies with the minimum standards under Ohio law and provides the educational opportunities Ohio students deserve. Well, it turns out that they don't under all of that. The state of Ohio identified Bishop Sycamore as a non-charter, non-tax supported school. Jackson, the coach, the new coach Jackson, said, quote, we do not offer any curriculum. We are not a school. That's not what Bishop Sycamore is. And I think that's what the biggest misconception about us was. And that was our fault because that was a mistake on paperwork.
I can understand where that's...
Oh, sure. I mean, why would people think you were a school? I mean, I got to understand. We forgot to check the box that said school.
Well, I'm looking at their conference, and they're in the freelance conference.
Yeah.
So, and they only play 2 other teams, or it's like that's in their conference anyway. But they have a full. I mean, like they have a full schedule on Max Preps. They're 0-3.
Right.
They got killed
scored yet?
They've got killed by Archbishop Hoban, 38-0. They lost to Stowe Rocks out of Pennsylvania, 19-7. Then they lost to IMG 58-0, and they played St. Thomas More out of Oakdale, Connecticut on the 8th. That's like they only have 4 games on their schedule.
The first 2 games they played were over one weekend.
Yeah.
2
days, yeah. It's 2 days.
They played those games, yeah. However, according to the NBC4 report, Bishop Sycamore does have 3 students that are enrolled in learning in a blended model of online and traditional learning. So that's what, yeah.
See, because I don't even know. I'm looking at some of their other stuff, and they only have 4 games on their schedule, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess
it's not a school.
They're doing the Pac-12,
Yeah,
season.
No, it's last year's Pac-12, so it's not any kind.
So
of
legitimately, they could technically still it's still okay for them to go out and play these teams, right?
Well, if they represent themselves as a prep academy, a football academy, yeah, you could play. They're non-sanctioned games. They're non. Obviously, all of these games that they're playing are supposedly against other teams that are like.
You're telling me every single monster over at IMG Academy is in high school?
Yeah.
There's no way that they have monsters like that at IMG Academy, and they have to be in high school.
Yeah.
I remember seeing kids, in middle school
they're
half
all
the
in
time
high
shaving
school.
before they went in there.
They're all high school kids.
Yeah.
At IMG, you're talking about?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No,
yeah.
they have a full curriculum.
They're
just it's a prep school.
Yeah.
It's just like a tennis prep school or any of those other. They have those other sports.
So basically, I know, I've seen the facilities, but Bishop Sycamore, it's just more like it's a post high school kind of a prep academy. It's
a football academy. It's
just
nothing but a football academy. That's what they're saying. They're nothing more than a football school.
So I don't know
who they're prepping them for. Maybe it's like between high school
Canadian ball,
and it could be between high school and college.
Yeah, wasn't one guy like 26?
Well, you could
or
go
like
to
20.
college.
Wasn't
the
one guy
quarterback at South Carolina's 26?
Yeah, in like the punter or something for somebody like.
I don't know.
He's from Australia and he's like 28.
I don't know, but that's the update on that. How are we doing with?
I don't understand college.
How are we doing with Steve Merril? I think we probably
still working.
Oh, okay. All right, let's get Steve Merril in here. Jordan Palmer went on the Jake Crane show, the J-Boy show, and said about Bo Nix. He said, "I've been around Bo a lot the last couple of off seasons. Coming out of high school, Bo was among the best dual threat quarterbacks. He lost the Elite 11 finals to Spencer Rattler. He was right there as one of the best quarterbacks in the country. I don't think what people recognize is that his freshman year, his strength coach told me he was a top 5 fastest guy on the team in 10-yard splits. So what we haven't seen from Bo Nix is just how electric he is as a runner. It's because I think that in previous offensive system with Gus Malzahn, and he's had a lot of success there, I don't think Bo was able to establish himself as a pass first, then run guy, which is when the opportunities can present themselves and you can get in the open space. Design runs can work, but you're also funneling the defense towards the run. It's when everybody else is going vertical and the quarterback decides to take off that you see the big runs. I think you'll see more of those from Bo and see how athletic he is. He predicted, Jordan Palmer did, he predicted that Bo Nix will take a big step forward, adding that the Auburn quarterback is a future NFL quarterback. We'll see a massive, massive step up for Bo Nix. He's played just 2 seasons. The dude is all ball. He's an NFL quarterback for sure. He's just continuing to develop, which will beg the question down the road, will Bo Nix have a better NFL career than Jarrett Stidham, who supposedly went to Auburn to win national championships and Heisman trophies, and, of course, neither of that happened. And we'll see. We'll see. You won't be able to play man-to-man defense against Auburn. Not if you play man and you start running with wide receivers, Bo Nix is going to take off and he's going to hurt you. He will hurt you in that kind of a scenario. All right, joining us now, a guy that does a tremendous job for ProSportsInfo.com, giving you all the information that you need to make the proper picks for the weekend, help you with your money management as well. He's on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. Steve Merril. Steve, welcome back to the show. How are you?
Hey, Tom, doing well.
Are you sensing overreaction to the line in the lines this week due to what we saw last week? Because there tends to be a lot of first week overreaction. Are you finding some value in some places where people are just flat overreacting to what they saw in week one?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're going to see the biggest adjustments in both NFL and college football from week one to week two, and especially in college because there's no preseason. So you do have to kind of make adjustments on the fly, but you have to be very careful, like you said, not to overreact to just 1 week of results. One thing about week one is that we have a lot of big lines, a lot of non-conference games. So I don't think there's been too much of an over-adjustment. When you're having these 30, 40-point favorites and they win or cover, it's just hard to read too much into that. One thing I did last week, I went 4-2, 67% for my clients. Basically, all those best bets were big 3-4 touchdown favorites. I like to try to isolate those games in week one in which we have a complete mismatch because I think with a full month to prepare, the teams don't overlook opponents. That might be a little bit different here now in week two.
I also went 4-2 on the picks that we gave here on the air and beat the big dog last week. Could have been even better. I have 5-0 on the winners. Alabama, I just couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe they would get off the bus flying the way they did. I wouldn't lay that 19.5 that we used in it, and so I got burned there. And then Notre Dame with their collapse in the fourth quarter. I mean, great story, for human interest with Mackenzie Milton and everything else, but Notre Dame looking like a lock at 18-point lead going into the fourth quarter, and they couldn't cover that thing as they win the game in overtime. That's how close I was to a 6-0.
Yeah, and it once again shows how crazy and random these games are. It's become that way in the NFL. I joke that you really don't have to watch an NFL game. Actually, I don't even joke. I'm serious when I say you don't have to watch an NFL game till the fourth quarter now. It probably will add 10 years to your life. That'll be my number one NFL football tip this season. If you want to add 10 years to your life emotionally, probably don't turn the NFL games on until maybe mid-fourth quarter. And that's because they're high-scoring. It's like the NBA. The NBA's been like that for decades, and that's because it's a very high-scoring league. College basketball is more competitive. And we're starting to see that in college football now, too, just because when you have totals in the 60 and 70 range and there's that many points, it kind of becomes like an arena football game. You don't get those smash-mouth, 20-17 games when it's in the 30s, back when teams were running the ball all the time. So we're going to keep seeing that happen. Florida State brings in the quarterback who'd been injured, and he brings him back, and, it was a monumental comeback, fell a little bit short, but, of course, they ended up getting the point spread cover as a 7-point dog.
Some of the best games this week in college football are in the Big Ten, and my reference to overreaction, one of them is that Washington at Michigan game, which was basically pretty much a pick-em most of the summer, and going into last week, then Washington embarrasses themselves, and now all of a sudden it's a 6.5, 7-point deal. Is that one that might be a little bit too rich? All of a sudden with Washington, you can get those kind of points, or do they have real problems?
Yeah, I think the Pac-12 in general is a little dicey. You saw Oregon last week struggle with Fresno. Now, keep in mind, Fresno did have that extra game under their belt, which is a pretty big advantage, when you're coming into week one, when you played that week 0 game. And also, Oregon lost their maybe the best defensive player in the nation first half of that game. But they're, of course, at Ohio State, so that's another Pac-12 team we're going to keep a close eye on. But in general, I just think the Pac-12 might be down a little bit. I did have a best bet on USC last week. It's a team that I will look to use a lot this year. I think they're probably going to be the class of that conference. Michigan's an interesting story, talking about the Big Ten once again. Michigan's a team, obviously, that fell out of hard times last year. I think they probably do have a much better season this year, and that's one of the reasons we've seen some money come in on them. Like you said, you don't want to overreact too much to week one, but Washington does look a little bit like a play-against team right now, and I think there's some upside to Michigan, and we've seen that line, as you said, go from 4.5 up to 6.5, and now there's a lot of 7s out there, a very key number.
One of the games that we're kind of looking at is this Johnny Majors Classic that'll be at Neyland Stadium in Tennessee, where Pittsburgh and Tennessee both beat Cupcakes pretty easily last week, although Tennessee kind of went quiet for a couple of quarters and then blew it open late against Bowling Green, who may be the worst team in all of college football. But Pittsburgh, a 3.5-point road favorite in a game that opened up around a pick-em, is at a dangerous spot there with Pittsburgh on the road.
Yeah, line looks a little hefty. I actually like Tennessee this season. I had a best bet on them last week. It's one of the few games I missed. I laid to 35. They won by 32. the line went up to 37, and they took a penalty late, had to settle for a field goal instead of a likely touchdown. So instead of 32, they probably win by 36. It would have landed right in the middle of that line move time. As you know, right after I put it out at minus 35, it shot to minus 37, like 10 minutes after I released it to my client.
Yeah.
So
it was 26-27. Remember, that was 27 or so earlier in the week, and it went up 8 points. It was the biggest line move of the week, and I saw a lot of guys out there, a lot of handicappers out there saying, "Oh yeah, Pitt minus 25, 26, 27, or UT minus 26, 25, 20." Sure, everybody would have grabbed it there. That's why it went all the way up to 37.
Yeah, I made power ratings, actually. I made 35. So when it was at 35, I went ahead and released it, and it shot right to 37. I maybe would have stayed off of it. So I wish that line move had happened maybe an hour earlier, as it would have kept me off the game probably. It's just how it is. But what's interesting is my power ratings make this game a pick 'em now. So I do think, once again, the odds makers may be underestimating Tennessee a little bit.
Yeah. All right, to the NFL, things get started tonight. I don't know that we glean anything out of a preseason that most of the starters played very, very little in. We get this one tonight. Wow, I'm seeing as high as 9 now for Tampa Bay. They didn't start super fast last year. They finished great. Cowboys get Dak Prescott back. This thing is creeped up from 6 to 8.5, 9 now tonight. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the big question is, what Dallas will do this season. We know what Tampa's capable of doing. They won the Super Bowl. But keep in mind, they weren't necessarily the best team in football last year. They were a road dog at Green Bay in that title game for the NFC. And then they also, were basically kind of considered the underdog to Kansas City as well, even though they had the home field. So, yes, they were the Super Bowl champs, but they probably weren't even the top 2 or 3 team in the league last year. But they have everyone back. They obviously are going to be tough this year. There's always the fade the Super Bowl champ angle. It doesn't necessarily work as well as it did a decade ago, and it never, even when it used to work in the 80s and 90s, it actually didn't work that well in week 1. And once again, like I talked about in college football, these teams have all summer to prepare for the opener. So normally the better team has the advantage, and that is Tampa, and that's why we've seen the line move. This, by the way, is the biggest favorite this week. San Francisco, LA Rams are both 7.5-point favorites, but Tampa minus 8 is the top favorite. So there'll be a lot of eliminator survivor contests that have Tampa tonight. And as we know, a lot of times people get bumped early. So if the Cowboys pull the upset tonight, that's going to knock a lot of people out of eliminator contests. Might be a good reason just not to use Tampa. And Dallas, is a team that suffered the injury to Prescott in week 5 last year. They were a very good offensive team. Obviously, they struggled a bit once he went out, but one thing that was pretty consistent is they couldn't stop anybody with or without him. They gave up 30 points a game, but the 3 previous seasons, they gave up 21 or less each of those last 3 seasons before. So I do think Dallas will be maybe a play-on team this year. Not sure it's in week 1 tonight. By the way, as far as the 6-point teaser, Tampa is one of probably the better teaser plays this week. It's taken them from minus 8 down to minus 2 with that 6-point teaser. Covers all those key margins, including 3 and 7.
Keep in mind, remember we talked about this last year. I threw it at you last year. Keep in mind Tom Brady's record in night games. I'm just saying. Remember, Tom Brady in night games. That's a thing, man. That is a thing. His record in night games the last couple of years, way off. Whatever it is, the old man, past, when the cafeteria closes and he's supposed to be in bed or whatever, night games have been an issue for him.
No, Tom, no, I think you were the first one to bring that up to me last year, and I dug into it deeper. I've talked about it on several shows. I always credit Big Dog, Tom Abraham, when I mention it. And I'll tell you what, though, I think there's something to it. Because, first of all, with any trend or system or angle, you always want to see a sample size. We don't have a large sample, but if you look at the last couple of seasons, just go back and look at his QB rating on those games versus the nighttime games. Tremendous difference, almost across the board on every game except for one. And then more importantly, does it make sense? And it does make sense because he goes to bed, like you and I have talked about, like at 8 o'clock Eastern.
Right.
It's literally before the game kicks off. So it's a pretty big thing. He played well in the Super Bowl, obviously, but keep in mind, first of all, that was a 6 o'clock Eastern, 6:30 Eastern game. It was also the Super Bowl. And he'd also played 4 or 5 primetime games a few months before that, So maybe he got more used to it, but now he's been off for 7-8 months. I'm assuming he's been on the same schedule all summer. He's a very regimented guy. I think there's something to it, and it is a concern if you're looking at Tampa for that reason.
All right, one other game. Folks in all over Alabama will be very, very interested in this one. It'll be Tua Tagovailoa against Mac Jones. It's up in New England. I can get 3.5 points with Tua in this game against a rookie quarterback in Mac Jones. Kind of a fascinating game. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it really comes down to what you think Tua is. I mean, I kind of consider him a semi-rookie quarterback still, obviously.
Right.
And to be honest, a lot of these guys play worse their sophomore year. We often see the teams unfamiliar with the new guys, especially a mobile quarterback like Tua. You know, they struggle a little bit that first year. I always think back to RG3, Robert Griffin III. He was really strong that first year with the Redskins, and then he kind of struggled after that. We see that with several. The sophomore slump is a real thing. So I really think the quarterback situation is dicey here for both teams. Obviously, it's hard to ever go against Belichick or Saban in a prepared situation. You know, Saban's Week 1 record has always been fantastic in big games. Belichick in big games has always been solid. So with a full month to prepare for a divisional opponent with a new quarterback, you got to figure the coach and game plan edge probably goes to New England here. And the fact that they let Cam Newton go tells me that he believes in Mac Jones. I think we would all agree he was probably the most prepared, ready to go in the NFL as far as any quarterback coming out of college last year in the draft. With that said, though, two young, inexperienced quarterbacks, you got to figure it's going to be a conservative game plan. You know, look, you're not going to get rich playing under 44 in the NFL nowadays. This line was 46.5. It's dropped as low as 43.5 in a lot of spots, 44s out there. But it's hard not to make a case for the under here with the two inexperienced quarterbacks, probably two conservative game plans.
Yeah, and of course, I think it was Rob Nikovich that said that Mac Jones was teaching Cam Newton the playbook. That would be a concern. You know, what an 11-year vet and a rookie, but you know, Mac Jones is a pretty smart kid, and I think that's going to show up quite a bit there as well. All right, tell people how they can take advantage of your service and how you can help them out.
Yeah, website's prosportsinfo.com, and you can also go to WagerTalk.com to get my personal best bets each and every day, and then more importantly, you can check me out on WagerTalk TV on YouTube for free college and pro football videos. Also doing a NASCAR show for this weekend as well. That's WagerTalk TV on YouTube, and then my direct page, WagerTalk.com, Steve Merril.
Maybe Denny Hamlin just needed to end up getting, broke up with his girlfriend there, his longtime girlfriend, for him to finally win a race this season. What a crazy story that was.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? I mean, all that stuff hits the media. They pick up Kurt Busch as their other driver for next year, the personal problems, and he goes out and gets his first win of the season.
Yeah, how nuts. All right, appreciate you as always. Good stuff, and we'll look forward to chatting again next week.
Sounds good. Thanks, Tom.
I really like Dallas tonight. With the 8.5. With the 8.5, I really like Dallas tonight. Just telling you. All right, we got a break. We'll come back. One more segment next. You can go ahead and jump in. We'll have time to slip you in. 256-576-4977. This is 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
AVIQ. Who is AVIQ? AVIQ is audiovisual the intelligent way, where we put our IQ to work for your AV needs. With more than 100 years combined experience in audio, video, and automation, our team of experts is dedicated to one thing, helping you discover technological solutions that make your home special. Once you experience a game or a movie on one of our state-of-the-art home theater systems, you may never leave the house again. AVIQ can build the entire system for you or provide the quality components if you're a do-it-yourselfer. But AVIQ is more than just home theater and state-of-the-art sound systems. We offer a variety of control options for home technology. Energy efficiency, heightened security, and improved quality of life are all attainable through the automation of home systems. Intuitive and user-friendly control is our main priority in designing a system that meets your needs. Don't just take our word for it. You need to see it to believe it. Come visit us at our state-of-the-art showroom on University, just east of Jim and Nick's, across from AT&T, or visit aviqhsv.com.
Everybody knows the fun begins when you get to the end zone, where you can enjoy half-price apps every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, half-price burgers every Tuesday, plus late-night pizza specials and a spectacular menu that includes jumbo wings, half-pound burgers, Tex-Mex, and an incredible selection of craft beer, and plenty of big-screen TVs. It's all happening at the end zone, 1851 University Drive, 2030 Cecil Ashburn at Jones Valley Station, and coming in early 2022, Mid-City End Zone at 1115 McMurtry next to the Target Shopping Center.
Chad, cue the cheesy Italian music.
So you're in charge of the dinner spot, and the family is a hard group to please. Dad wants award-winning 21-day age certified Angus beef. Mom craves authentic Italian food like great-grandma. Sissy pretty much won't eat anything but fresh seafood. And old life of the party, Uncle Walter, likes to enjoy a cigar after dinner with some live local entertainment and some killer cocktails. So you think you're in a pickle? Well, you're not. Relax. I'm Tom Chapman, chef at Nick's Ristorante at 10300 Bailey Cove Road, just south of Weatherly. We have all that and more. Our friendly and helpful staff is eager to help you Tuesday through Saturday, starting at 5. So, corral that crazy crew of yours and give us a call at 256-489-8280 or tell them to check us out at nicksristorante.com. I promise you, the gang will all think you're a culinary cruise director of awesomeness if you take them all to Nick's. See you soon. Ciao. Okay, Chad, kill that music.
Nick's is for patrons 19 or older.
This is Wes Neighbors talking to Chris Haygood of Bob Wallace Appliance. Chris, what sets you apart from other appliance dealerships?
Wes, these appliances are going into the most used room in your house, your kitchen. The way we have these appliances displayed, it's easy for you to visualize how they'll look in your home. Wes, what sets us apart is the people. They're well trained. In fact, they live and breathe these appliances. And if you need service, you'll really appreciate our parts department.
Contact Bob Wallace Appliance at 256-533-2121.
Have you got your tickets yet? Single game tickets for the Rocket City Trash Pandas full season are still available. Every Friday and Saturday night at Toyota Field ends with fireworks, and after the completion of every Sunday game, kids get to run the bases. You can reserve your spot at Toyota Field for any of the remaining Trash Pandas home games right now. Go to TrashPandasBaseball.com to get your tickets while supplies last. Trash Pandas Baseball. Ignite the season.
If you need a car, McCurry Motors is ready to put you in a quality vehicle, and in-house financing is available. If you have a job, McCurry Motors will work with you even if you have a bankruptcy, divorce, or bad credit. Visit McCurrySaysYes.com. Every car comes with a warranty, and they report to the credit bureau. With 2 locations, Highway 72 in Athens, call 256-230-0232, or Max Luther Drive in Huntsville. Call 256-713-0575.
This is the only place for Drew DeArmond, Wes Neighbors, and of course, Thom Abraham.
I never met him, but I hear that he's a man of character.
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
People stay just a little bit longer. We want to play just a little.
One of those songs that sounds better in your headphones than it does even out there. Everything sounds better in headphones with me. I watch TV with headphones on most of the time now. I live with headphones on. I mean, think about it. I lived with headphones on for the last 35 years. I mean, headphones has been, I grew up in a family that was in the construction industries and the construction trades, so around heavy equipment and everything else. From there, went into coaching, wore headphones all the time as a coach. Went into TV and radio, wear headphones all the time. My hearing's a little off. I got a 5 or 8 or 30% hearing loss. And so my wife said, is there anything you can do so we don't have to blare this TV when we watch TV together? Because she has ears like an eagle. Do eagles have ears? She has ears like a hawk. The hawks have ears? She's really got good hearing.
It's eyes of a hawk.
Eyes of a hawk.
Yeah, eyes of a hawk, ears of a fox. Yeah. Lord of the Rings, baby.
Yeah, there you go.
Nerd.
So she's got nerd ears. And so we found this thing called TV ears. You hook it up to the TV. And once you hook it to the TV, then you can put headphones on, and I can listen through these earbuds while she's listening. I think you can do it. No, I may have just made that up. I wanted to say I think people who have hearing aids somehow they can connect to it. Where you can. I'm not going to get it. Someday I might get a hearing aid. I don't know. But I listen and I can hear everything so much more clearer that way. And you'd be amazed at how much better you can hear the – now, maybe not. Maybe I just didn't hear it as well because I wasn't listening as closely. But when I listen to the game with the headsets on, I turn the sound down. You turn the sound on the TV all the way down so she can go to sleep. And I watch a baseball game, football game. You hear everything in the crowd. You hear the guys yelling out plays and things like that. And you can hear the announcers a lot better. You also hear the mistakes a lot better. It's amazing how many mistakes they make, the announcers in the game. But it's cool to listen that way.
I'm always like listening to music, whether it's headphones or just straight from my phone when I'm walking around or doing something or whatever, especially at work or something. But a lot of times they have this app, and I cannot remember the name of it. It's been a while since I've had it on my phone. I haven't been out and about doing anything with it. But it's an app where you can take a picture of basically like the TV at a bar.
Yeah.
And so like if you're at a bar or a restaurant or whatever, you can take a picture of the TV and actually get the sound from the TV.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, you can get the sound from the TV and you can listen to it on your phone. So, like, when you get out of range, obviously, it'll go away.
Right, or you're the din of the people, though. You know what I mean? You're in the bar and you actually want to hear the game.
Yeah, so, like, when Drake's got built here, they had this little box that you could have, and it would play the audio of the TV that was specific. So you hit a button, and it would actually play that audio.
But the TV has to have something hooked up for it to do it through your phone?
Right, but this app, literally,
app,
you just take a picture of the TV thing, and it finds it somehow through the internet or something, and it will play, like, the sound back to you.
Without any delay or anything?
Nothing.
If you can find that, that'd be huge.
I got to remember what that was. I've got to look that up again.
Because I only have the TV ears thing in the bedroom. She would like me to have it on the TV in the living room as well, in the family room, so that it's not blaring in there all the time. And to be honest with you, I've gotten to the point where I really enjoy, or I could just pop for the $70 and get another one and set it up out there. Probably what I should do. Maybe they'll get that for me for my birthday. All right, coming up next, Chuck Oliver, Paul Feinbaum. And then tonight, get your butt down to Baumhauer's with Wes and Steve and register to win Bob's tickets. Do that on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
TOC Sports has been there for you. Now, you're probably asking yourself, what does that mean? It means for more than 20 years, Alabama's largest orthopedic group has been there providing coverage and care to more schools and student athletes in the Tennessee Valley than any other group. It means whether you are the star football player, the all-region volleyball ace, or someone who hurt their knee in a weekend pickup basketball game, TOC Sports physicians are proud to have the opportunity to care for all your orthopedic needs. It means for parents, coaches, athletes, desk jockeys, or even weekend warriors, TOC Sports physicians continue to meet and exceed the orthopedic and sports medicine needs of our community. But most importantly, during these challenging times, we're here for you now, and will continue to be here. So as long as there are players on the field, games to be played, and contests to be won, the orthopedic specialists from TOC Sports will be ready to help. We don't know what the future holds, but you can count on the TOC Sports team to stay committed to you, so you can stay in the game. Call 256-539-2728 today and ask to see a TOC Sports physician. Check them out online, also Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. It's game day. The 2021 NFL season begins tonight when the Buccaneers host the Cowboys. Dallas quarterback Dak Prescott will be playing in his first game since last October. He's coming back from